Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a very technical analysis heavy video. In this video, we are going to go over SOUN stock. We're going to look at the technical starting from the yearly and work our way down, and why I believe this will go to all-time highs at 25 and beyond. I genuinely believe this is the next parent here. The financials do not joke around. The financials on this stock are one of the best out there, and yet it's sitting under $10. I've been telling people this is a buy. I've been pounding the table on this one since like $2. When it had that initial run from Nvidia's investment, then Nvidia sold off and everyone dumped it. But if we just look at the financials real quick, their revenues have been growing. 31 million, 45 million, 84 million. They got huge backlog. The AI revolution is here. Now, if we look at the technicals, let's look at the yearly chart real quick. We had a red year here where it dropped from 18 to a low of 93 cents. Holy crap, that came down real cheap. Look at that. Oof. But then what happened? If you guys know technical analysis, you are seeing what I'm seeing here. You're seeing one hell of an opportunity. And here's why. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. This is one bullish, probably one of the most bullish patterns I've ever seen. If you look at the yearly chart. We're looking at the yearly. Most people don't look at the yearly. They're just like, oh, yearly. So let me show you this real quick. So the price is coming down, right? The price is coming down. Big red candle, followed by a smaller red candle, and then a big green candle that completely takes out all the selling pressure from these two candles. And then we reverse and go higher. It almost looks, oh my God, is it just me or what's happening here on this? Whoa. What's happening on this yearly chart? Are you seeing it? Because I'm seeing it. Red candle, small green candle, and kaboom. But here's the thing. That's just the beginning of the move. That's just the beginning. That's just your signal for reversal. This would indicate that we're going to head higher. And this is the yearly chart. So this pullback is nothing more than opportunity. Especially because it's not pulling back because its earnings are tanking, not because its revenues are dropping, not because of anything fundamentally wrong with the company. It's dropping because the market as a whole is coming down because of the tariffs. We know that. So we can buy with confidence here under 10, knowing that at some point it's going to go 2x and beyond. It's on you when you want to sell, right? But I'm looking for 2x on this one. So if we're going off of technical analysis alone, just on the yearly, this is a buy. Okay, we got a big pullback here. Cool. But, I mean, the last time we got a red candle on the yearly, what happened? We eventually went higher. And if you think about it, over the long term, over these past 4 years, we're creating a higher high and higher low. And also keep in mind, the year is not over yet. The year is not over. It's still, we're going on to month 5. But we still got another 6 to 7 months ahead of us. So in those 6 to 7 months, this could easily close like on a green candle. This was a red candle at one point. It barely closed green, but it did it. Just as an example. So if this pattern is going to continue, just based off of candlestick patterns and analysis, we would assume this is going to go higher, or at least back to all-time highs at 25. Because again, this red candle, yes, technically we haven't gone higher beyond 24, but keep in mind that year's not over. So now let's go to the quarterly and see if what is the candle? What are the candles telling us on the quarterly? I don't know what it's telling us, honestly. I don't really see. Let's see, one red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. So it bottomed out 93, went sideways before we got that huge explosion because of Nvidia's investment. But then we pulled back another explosion. Over the long term, on the quarterly, we've been trending. It just keeps going higher. It always pulls back. Buyers are showing up. Pulls back. Buyers are showing up. Pulls back. Buyers are showing up. Huge explosion. pulls back pretty big here, buyers are showing up again. And not only are they showing up, but they're showing up on a bullish candlestick pattern. That's called a hammer, for those of you who don't know the pattern. Oops. What happened to my webpage? Okay, there it is. There you go. That's a hammer. The price is coming down. There's a hammer reversal. Bullish candlestick reversal. It doesn't have to be perfect like on the drawings, but it's a hammer. We actually got an inverted hammer here, and it's also bullish. And guess what? We pumped huge. A hammer, we would expect a huge pump as well. So as you go down, you realize, like, wait, from the yearly to quarterly, we're just seeing bullish patterns across the board. Let's go to the monthly and let's see what's... Oh, look at that monthly. Beautiful monthly chart. You're seeing what I'm seeing? What I'm seeing here is a stock that, on the monthly at least, if you look at the MACD, what do you see? Okay, when we cross under, we tank. When we cross over, we skyrocket. And then here it crossed under, and we just went sideways. We crossed over, we pumped, and then it has not crossed under since the last time we got a cross under was back in October 1st, 2023. So it's been 2 years, almost 2 years, not quite, since we last crossed under on the MACD. That white line going under the yellow line, the last time that happened, the last time we got a bearish signal was way back in October 2023. Here it tried, but ultimately failed because buyers showed up. Here, what's happening? It tried to cross under, right? You can tell because it's so pinched, right? Like, just imagine your fingers pinching there, pinching right here, one finger here, finger here. Maybe if I could draw, what do you see? I mean, this looks like the like a goose, right? Like a goose head. Maybe this is the goose head pattern. And what if that is a pattern, a goose head pattern? So as you can see here on the goose head pattern, but seriously though, when you see this and then you see a green candle after falling, and again you see another hammer, we know what that means. I just showed you, and we just saw that on the quarterly as well. When we see a hammer after falling down, it's a buy. It's a reversal sign. Buyers love it down here. And not only that, but we have yet to get a cross under since 2 years ago almost. I'm exaggerating, it's like a year and a half, but you get the point. This stock it's showing so much buyer strength that sellers are unable to even give us a cross under and actually successfully have that white line under the yellow line. So like as we go along the lines, we see like it's just bullish, bullish, bullish. Let's go to the weekly. What is the weekly telling us? This is why I always tell people the price action tells the story. Let the candles tell the story, ignore the noise. Also, the fundamentals do matter. The fact that its revenues continue to increase is why I'm talking about this. If the fundamentals weren't good, then I wouldn't bother. That's why you don't see me talk about GME. I do talk about it, but it's rare. Like I make one video every 3 months at best. But GME is trash, so I don't really, I don't bother with it. You're only going to hear me talk about mostly AI and robotics and focus on buying opportunities like we are getting here under $10. So we switch over to the weekly, and it's just the same thing. It's the same thing over. It's almost like the pattern repeats here. In fact, the last time we dumped, we just went sideways and then eventually skyrocketed. So if it's going to repeat that, if it's going to repeat that, cool, go sideways here. Go sideways between, sorry for the burp, but yeah, go sideways, cool. Go sideways between 6 and $10. I'm cool with that. If it's just going to do look at that. It always goes sideways. Always goes sideways. So actually right now, as it's going sideways, because it's been going sideways for 3 months, not 3 months, 3 weeks, my bad, 3 weeks. This is like your signal, like, man, I should be buying when it's going sideways, because every time it's gone sideways, it's been a buy, and then it skyrockets. Goes sideways, skyrockets. This is the beginning of its IPO and being on the markets. It tanked, and then it just took, yeah, it's like the same pattern over and over again. And so we abuse those patterns. Now let's go to the daily. the smallest time frame that I look at. I don't really go below the daily. I don't care for anything below that, because I'm looking for the big swings for the big bucks. So we look at the daily, and we can see here that every time we skyrocket from a low, this was a 500%er, and then it tanked here, then skyrocketed again from low to high, another 230%. And then here it went sideways, right? Let's say you bought, even if you bought at the top here at 250, it moved it moved a significant amount. It moved to 10 bucks. So you could have made a nice come on, move. Yeah, you could have made a nice 260%, even though you bought the top here, not the absolute bottom at 160. And then guess what? It went sideways again here, and then skyrocketed again. So let's say you bought the top here at 639. Wow, you still made money at 287% from buying at 6. If you bought the bottom down here, then you made obviously more. So even if you buy the top, once it's in the trading range, just to be clear, you don't want to buy it at the top after a huge run. You want to buy when it's in this trading range that we've already picked out on the longer time frames. All of this is just noise. When you look at the quarterly and monthly, specifically the monthly or even the weekly, you'll notice all that noise, it's more prominent on the smaller time frames. But on the weekly and the monthly, you can see very clearly it's just sideways action. That's why you got to look at the higher time frames. I feel for the people that don't look at higher time frames because they miss out on the very big picture. Okay, so as I was saying, I just lost where I was. Okay, so sideways action and huge pump. So we would expect sideways action here, and then eventually another huge pump. And every pump has been, it's been money. I think I forgot to measure this one. No, I measured it, right? We made, if you bought the top for some reason, 270%. So if we're going to have a trading range here between 10 and 6, right? If we have a trading range here between 10 and 6, then even if you buy at 10, and let's just say our target is 25 all-time highs, because at minimum it's going to reach that, because here from 93 cents to 5 bucks, then came down nice and cheap, and then went to 5 bucks again, but failed to go higher that time. So at minimum, we're going to go back to all-time highs at minimum. So that's a nice, even 155% just from current levels. Now, if you can get it cheaper, you can obviously make more. We can measure that very clearly right here. I know this is very dry. I usually don't do this kind of technical analysis because it's kind of boring, right? I'm not being a showman right now. I'm just showing you the technicals. Like literally. You can make about 230. You can make a little more, you know, if you buy it cheaper at around 6s, 7s. But either way, the point is you make bank. And I don't really look at anything lower than this. Like it just gets too noisy. It's too much noise on the 4 hour, and I don't care for those. I feel sorry for those people. I don't day trade. I'm here to click buy, hold the position for a long time. It skyrockets, and then I make my money. Now, skyrocketing on the daily or weekly or monthly means it's going to be a while before it plays out. That's why probably a lot of people don't like my Discord, my trading Discord, $50 a month. People leave because they don't want 50%, 100, 300%. They want it, well, they want it, but they want it tomorrow. And it's like, no, I'm a swing trader. I want to click buy, and then 3 months later, I make a lot of money. And at that point, the Discord membership is meaningless because you make so much. And I've had people turn 3K into 30K because the big money is made holding for those big swings. But if you're just flipping here and there, I mean, good luck. Everyone that I know that's made a lot of money in the market, they bought a stock, held it when it was cheap, when no one wanted it, it skyrocketed 3 to 10x, and then they took profit. Anyways, that is it for the video. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I know, very cut and dry technical analysis, but my kind of analysis, I don't know how others look at it, but I do top-down technical analysis. Start with the yearly, work your way down, and then stop at the daily. There's no reason to look at anything lower than daily. It's just too much noise. All right, hopefully this was clear. Very bullish if you just look at candlestick patterns and the overall pattern as we move along here.